Hell House XXX Part 1 by Wol-vriey. Published by Burning Bulb Publishing. Copyright 2025 by Burning Bulb Publishing. Audiobook copyright 2025 by Burning Bulb Publishing. All rights reserved. Publisher's note: this book is a work of fiction. Names, characters, places, and incidents are either the product of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously, and any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, events or locales is purely coincidental. Chapter 1. Paul and Marko. "I don't believe in ghosts," Paul Dunford told the dark, heavy-set man seated opposite him. The man was his brother-in-law, Boston crime kingpin Marko Velli. "I know you don't believe in spooks," Marko Velli replied to him. "That's why you're perfect for this job." Paul's response to Marko's statement was to nod his head slowly in a non-committal way. He was still confused by this urgent summons to Marko's presence this morning. "You simply want me to house-sit some supposedly haunted house in Raynham over the weekend?" Marko nodded. "Yup, that's all, Paul?" Were it not for the completely unamused look on the crime lord's face, Paul might have imagined Marko was having him on. But Marko's dark eyes were as cold as ever, wet ball bearings that reflected the gears of the man's criminal mind. It was 10 o'clock on Friday morning. The two men were seated in Marko Velli's office, up on the 10th floor of the Boston waterfront building that he owned. The weather was cold, and Paul was shivering a little now. For some reason, the heater in the office wasn't working. Paul would have loved a cup of coffee to warm him up, but Marko hadn't offered him one. He thought of asking for coffee, but then thought better of it. Here the guy is, talking about ghosts. There's no telling how erratic he'll get if I prompt him in the wrong direction. Paul took a moment to stare out of the windows of his brother-in-law's office. Marko Velli said he liked working up this high because it gave him a great view of Boston Harbor. His enemies claimed he liked his windows facing the ocean because snipers couldn't target him from that direction. Not entirely true though, as Marko had once been shot at from an incoming helicopter. As a result, his office windows were now made of bulletproof glass. "Can I at least have a little more info before I say yes to this?" Paul asked in that same non-committal tone, although it wasn't like he had any real choice in the matter. "Nope, I've had no damn choice in the matter since I got that phone call from Marko 2 hours ago, insisting I be here prompt."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?